What's up, everybody? Cody here from Metal Miners, doing a little collection update for you all. This is stuff that I picked up in Orlando, Florida last weekend in January. I went and saw a show. Excuse me. Went really to support our friends over at Vacuous Depths, Austin. Picked up some tapes. Got all the variants of them. This is the Corporal Humiliation, of course. Yeah, it was a great show. Druid Lord, Corrupted Saint, and False Prophet were there also. Great show, great times. Had a couple ales myself. Really enjoyed myself. But let's get right into it, eh? So in the background, I'm playing some Ungfell. This is probably one of my favorite projects, modern black metal at least. This is Totenbringer. I know I'm saying that wrong, but that's my American way. Of course, I got the CD playing, lyrics and all that stuff. Just great medieval black metal. That's probably one of my favorite genres of black metal is medieval, and then that kind of like fast-paced, hold no barriers. Black metal are probably my two favorites. So let's get right into the collection update. First up, I actually have a book that I was super pleased to get. I haven't seen this besides on Instagram, and they had a copy of it. Mind you, only one copy of it left, so you know I had to buy it. That's Black Metal Evolution of the Cult by Dial Patterson. It's got interviews with a whole bunch of bands: Venom, Merciful Fate, Bathory, Celtic Frost. Well, not interviews, but things about them and stuff like that. But it's pretty thick. I mean, look at the size of that book. So, can't wait to dive into this. This is going to be like a coffee table book for me as well. Just have it out, living rooms and stuff, just to scare off the normies. You know what I mean? So yeah, pretty pleased about that. From what I understand, it's a really good book, so I'm stoked to give it a read. So let's get right into the music. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or 6 vinyl to show. And then that'll be it for me today. So just bear with me. I'll get through this as quickly as possible. Didn't write any notes down or anything. Just going off the hip. I know my dad's going to be pissed, but what of it? First up, Spirit Possession, self-titled. I should say also I picked most of these up in Orlando at the local record shop there. I go there every time I'm at an Orlando show now because they have a great selection of metal and stuff. This Spirit Possession just came on black vinyl. This is really great black metal. Sort of like heavy metal style black metal, which kind of sounds weird, but if you give it a listen, I think you'll see what I'm saying. It's got some heavy metal type riffs, blackened vocals, of course, and the drumming's great. They have a new release coming out sometime this year. They just released the first single for the project, for the album. So super stoked to see what they come up with this year. But yeah, that is Spirit Possession, self-titled. Next up is one that I'm ashamed to say I don't have. Well, didn't have. And I saw it for a fantastic price. So I just had to buy it. That is Power Trip's Nightmare Logic. This, of course, I think came out in 2017. Comes on black vinyl. I mean, what can you say about Power Trip? Rest in peace, Riley Gale, of course. I will say I did get the opportunity to meet him. Here's the lyrics and stuff on the inner, and a cool little poster. But yeah, I got the opportunity to meet him up in North Carolina at a show. I was really drunk, and he was really, kind and understanding. So really appreciated that. Really, really, I'm gonna miss this band. This is a band that a couple buddies of mine really got into, so it's kind of like a bonding thing for us. So this band means a lot to me, as I'm sure it does a lot of people. But that is Power Trip's Nightmare Logic. Next up is a band who I didn't think I would see in this record shop. I wouldn't say this vinyl is hard to get, but it just wasn't one of those that I thought I was going to see in the record shop, if that makes sense. And that is Moonlight Sorcery. Piercing Through the Frozen Eternity. Check out that amazing, it's almost like a Necrolord cover. And you're going to love this vinyl here. Well, maybe not everybody. Maybe not Roger. Roger, if you're watching, just joking. But this is a beautiful variant here. Look at that. I don't know if you can really tell how pretty it is through the camera, but it is beautiful. This, of course, is melodic black metal. When done right, I really like melodic black metal, and this is done right. So I wasn't scared to pick this up. I'll show the inner sleeve here. Check out how cult that is. Finished black metal, I believe. 3-piece. Got the fellows on the back here with all the lyrics and stuff. This project certainly made a lot of noise for itself, and I can see why, because this is a really great release. So pretty stoked to have this in my collection. Really good stuff. Yeah, melodic black metal. Next up is actually a recommendation that I got from the Countess Wendy. I'm not sure if she'll see this, but she posted this on Instagram, and I was actually flying to North Carolina that day and needed something to listen to, so I was like, well, I'll give it a listen. It looked interesting enough, and the comparisons were, and even on the hype sticker it said, fans of Slayer, Pantera, and Hatebreed. So, I mean, just judging by the cover, I was like, well, I got to give this a listen. And her recommendations are usually pretty spot on. So this is Spirit World's Death Western. This came out 2022 or 2023, I'm not sure. I'll give you another look at this cover here. Really great cover. Check that out. I mean, that's badass right there. Yeah, this is like sort of groovy, thrashy kind of metal. I'm not sure if I would call it thrash metal or groove metal or what I would exactly call it. Check out this poster here. Really cool stuff. These guys are from Las Vegas, Nevada. They changed up their sound a bit. I think their earlier stuff was more like, I want to say punky or maybe country. I'm not quite sure. But I'm really loving the sound of this record. When I listened to it, I was like, okay, I can get behind this shit. So shout out to the Countess Wendy. Really appreciate the heads up on this because I had no idea. I'd heard of Spirit World before, but hadn't listened to any of their stuff. So super pleased to get this in my. I'm sure this is gonna get countless spins because I love that kind of like Western style riffs and things like that. Comes on this great looking vinyl. It's almost like a sand color. I'm not sure if you'll be able to see it in the camera here. It just looks clear, I think, on the camera, but it's like almost like a khaki color, like a sand color. Really great stuff. This is the only sand or khaki color vinyl I have. So maybe I can do one of those challenges where they're like, put up a sand colored vinyl. I'll be like, okay, Death Western, yeah. But yeah, that's Spirit World's Death Western. All right, so that's it for the stuff I picked up in Orlando. Oh, how about that? Picked this up in Orlando as well. Got me a nice helm for all my LARPing needs. Pretty cool, huh? I don't know. I thought it was cool. Got it for a pretty good price too. I actually bought it at a coffee shop, believe it or not. It was like a kind of I don't know what you call it, esoteric coffee shop or something. So they had some axes and helmets and stuff. So I had to buy something. You know what I mean? You always gotta get something. But these last two vinyl, I did not pick up in Orlando. They are actually shipped to me from Nuclear War Now. I'm not getting emotional. My voice kind of cracked a little bit. But wow, I was super stoked to get these. One of them I never thought I would get in my life. It's a bootleg. They're both bootlegs, but still, I'm super stoked on them. First up, I mean, come on. Satyricon, Dark Medieval Times. Got the original cover. I believe this was done from a guy from Greece. I mean, just look at that cover. Frost, Satyr on the back. I've got this shirt. Pester 1349. Peston. This is the original sleeve that it comes in. Obviously put it in a polyline sleeve instead. Comes with a poster. Dark Medieval Times, what can you say about it? You know, one of the best black metal records ever, in my opinion. Satyricon had those first three albums are just untouchable. You know what I mean? I think I like the Shadow Throne the best out of the three. But man, love this album. And the title track is probably my favorite black metal album. One of my favorite black metal song ever. And look, it even has the moon fog inscriptions on it. I don't know if you can see them. So yeah, I'm pretty stoked to have this in my collection. Obviously, with it being a bootleg, whatever. Sounds great. Played it a few times already, so I'm not concerned about having a bootleg. If they would repress it with the original cover, I would be fine. I've got the 20, I think it was 2021 repress where it's got the alternate artwork. But the alternate's kind of lame, you know what I mean? So had to get that one. Next up is something that's super, super cool, featuring two Toms, Tom G. Warrior and Tom Angel Ripper I'm referring to. This is a split of two absolutely titans of early black metal. Sodom, In the Sign of Evil, and Hellhammer, Apocalyptic Rage. It's a gatefold, features both of the fellas. I don't believe there's any inner or anything. But it does come on this kind of cool gray vinyl. I'm not sure if you'll be able to see it on your end again, but it's kind of like a gray, little like speckles of other colors in there, maybe. I mean, what can you say about these two records? They really kind of paved the way for that early proto black metal sound. That kind of vintage riffing, evil sounding vocals. When you think of early black metal, maybe, obviously things like Bathory and Venom come up. But Sodom's right there, you know what I mean? So is Hellhammer, which obviously became Celtic Frost and things like that. But, these bands were kind of doing these primitive things with the sounds and came up with this like necro sound. So really enjoy having that in my collection. In the Sign of Evil, I was like, I'll probably never have that in my collection. But even though it's a bootleg, still sounds great, just like Dark Medieval Times. And super stoked to have both of them in my collection because I didn't have the Hellhammer one either in my collection. So really good stuff there. Hope you found something interesting in this collection update. I'm about 18 minutes here now, so I'm going to sign off here pretty soon. Should have another collection update coming out very soon. I had a package that got lost in the mail that just got found today, which is going to be here today, so I might film another one today. Maybe upload it tomorrow or something like that. So keep an eye out for that. Remember, only the good stuff. Thanks for watching.